The moon cast an eerie glow over the decrepit mansion as Emily, Alex, and Sarah approached cautiously. They had heard the rumors of its dark past, but curiosity outweighed fear. The mansion stood tall, its once grand facade now weathered and worn, windows like vacant eyes staring out into the night. As they stepped through the creaking front door, a gust of wind slammed it shut behind them, sending shivers down their spines. The air inside was thick with dust and decay, the scent of something ancient and malevolent lingering in every corner. The trio moved cautiously through the dimly lit corridors, their footsteps echoing eerily against the faded wallpaper. Whispers seemed to echo through the halls, shadows dancing in the corners of their vision. As they reached a grand staircase leading up to the upper floors, they ascended, each step creaking ominously beneath their feet. At the landing, they found a series of closed doors, each one beckoning them to explore further. Emily pushed open a nearby door, revealing a room shrouded in darkness. Hesitantly, they stepped inside, only to be greeted by the soft, whispering sound, like the rustling of leaves on a cold autumn night. A figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. It was a woman, her pale face twisted into a grotesque mask of anguish. With a scream, they fled from the room, but found themselves trapped within the mansion's walls. Panic surged through them as they searched for an escape route, but every door was locked tight, every window barred against their escape. They huddled together in terror, praying for dawn to break and release them from this nightmare. But as the hours passed and the darkness deepened, they realized they were not alone. Whispers echoed through the halls, footsteps drawing closer. As the darkness enveloped them, they knew they would never escape the horrors that lurked within the haunted mansion. Within the mansion's walls, the echoes of the forgotten cried out for release, their tortured souls forever trapped in a world between the living and the dead. Emily and her friends knew they were doomed to join them. As dawn broke, the mansion stood silent once more, its secrets buried within its walls for eternity.
In the small town of Ravens Hollow, nestled deep within the mist-laden forests of the Pacific Northwest, there lurked a tale whispered only in hushed tones around flickering campfires. It was a story of terror, a legend passed down through generations. The tale of the clown legend had it that the clown was once a performer in a traveling circus that visited Ravens Hollow every summer. He wore an eerie smile painted in hues of crimson and coal, his eyes shadowed by a perpetual darkness. Children would gather in awe, mesmerized by his uncanny antics and macabre tricks. But beneath the painted facade, there lurked a darkness that would soon stain the very fabric of Ravens Hollow. It was on a moonless night, shrouded in a thick fog, that the first disappearance occurred. Little Tommy Jenkins, known for his mischievous spirit, vanished without a trace. His parents searched frantically, their voices lost amidst the howling wind and the chilling laughter that echoed through the trees. And when dawn broke, all they found was a single, blood-stained shoe, abandoned on the forest floor. Whispers spread like wildfire, fingers pointed towards the clown, whose smile seemed to widen with each passing day. But the townsfolk dismissed it as mere superstition, refusing to believe that their beloved entertainer could be capable of such atrocities. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, more children vanished without a trace. Sarah Miller, Jacob Thompson, Emily Brown. Their names etched into the annals of Ravens Hollow's darkest chapter. And always, amidst the whispers of fear and despair, the clown lurked in the shadows, his presence a haunting reminder of the terror that gripped the town. Desperation gripped the town like a vice, and in their desperation, they turned to the only man who dared to face the darkness head-on. Elijah Blackwood, a retired detective with a haunted past of his own, with steely determination etched upon his weathered face. He delved into the heart of Ravens Hollow, determined to unravel the mystery that lay hidden beneath its seemingly tranquil facade. His investigation led him to the abandoned circus grounds, where the faded remnants of the once vibrant spectacle lay shrouded in cobwebs and decay. As he sifted through the detritus of years gone by, a sinister presence seemed to coil around him, the air thick with the stench of decay and despair. And then, amidst the darkness, he saw it, a tattered scrap of fabric stained with the unmistakable hue of blood. With trembling hands, he followed the trail, each step bringing him closer to the heart of the nightmare that had consumed Raven's Hollow. In the depths of the forest, where the trees loomed like silent sentinels, he found it, the clown's lair, a twisted mockery of a home adorned with the trinkets and trophies of his unspeakable crimes. And there, amidst the flickering candlelight, he saw them, the children, their eyes hollow and vacant, trapped in a nightmare from which they could not awaken. But before Elijah could react, the clown emerged from the shadows, his smile a grotesque parody of humanity. With a flourish, he brandished a gleaming blade, his laughter echoing through the darkness like a death knell. In that moment, Elijah knew that he stood on the precipice of madness, his sanity hanging by a thread as he faced the embodiment of terror itself. But in the depths of his soul, a fire burned, a fire fueled by a sense of justice that refused to be extinguished. With a roar that echoed through the forest, Elijah lunged forward, his fists a blur as he unleashed a fury born of desperation and despair. Blow after blow rained down upon the clown, each strike driving him back into the darkness from whence he came. And as the first rays of dawn broke through the canopy above, Elijah stood victorious, the clown vanquished at last. But as he gazed upon the shattered remnants of his foe, he knew that the nightmare was far from over, that the darkness that had consumed Raven's Hollow would forever linger in the shadows, waiting to claim its next victim. For in the heart of every town, there lurks a darkness that can never truly be vanquished, only held at bay by the light of courage and the strength of the human spirit. And in Raven's Hollow, the legend of the clown would live on, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones around flickering campfires, a reminder of the horrors that lurk in the shadows, waiting to be unleashed upon an unsuspecting world.